Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect worldwide. Okay, this is the brother Rawchaa, and in this lesson I want to focus on the term pilgrim, on that word, as it is also in the title of this channel. And this will be one of the last videos I will make in the English language, but I wanted to first go over this name, and after that I will focus on making the videos with the Finnish language and some also with the French language. So let's get straight into it. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 40 in the Apocrypha. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And these evils, which I've heard the apostles break down the word, namely the elder apostle Tahar, that Eve means time and ill means bad. So evil is it means bad time. So in those bad times be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So basically what pilgrim means, it means a traveler. Okay, so someone who is not fixed in one location, who is not based only on one location, but someone who is moving around. It has different meanings, but this is just one of them. And in those bad times, this is a straight reference to the hour of temptation, to the Jacob's trouble, when Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is going to really try and push this NWO, this New World Order. And one of the main components is the MOTB, which is the RFID CHIP, which they are trying to push, to insert to everybody, because without that it shall not be possible to buy or sell. So it's going to be a very troublesome time. In the book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 it says that it's going to be the most troublesome time that this earth has ever experienced. So those are indeed going to be bad times, evils. So for us it is required to be as pilgrims upon the earth. You know, the elect of the nation of Israel are not going to be taking the CHIP, which is the MOTB of the book of Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. So what that means is that there is not going to be a possibility to buy or sell, which is going to mean a bunch of uncertainties to your life. So the house that you've been living in, it's not possible to pay the rent anymore. Even the car, to buy gas, is going to be a challenge. You cannot make the transaction by yourself. Okay, with your work, the salary system and everything is going to be, it's just going to be impossible for you to be in this society that they are trying to push, which is going to circulate around the MOTB, which is the CHIP. And this will mean that many brothers will have to go to the wilderness. You know, we'll have to just go out there, and you know, of course Yahawashi, as it has already been written, is going to take care of the elect. So this is where really the faith comes. The faith really has to be there, or else, you know, you would faint. You know, your heart couldn't take it. But the faith has to be there that Yahawashi is going to take care of you and to provide for you. But physically, it might very well mean that you will have to become a traveler. Okay, wanderer, wandering from one place to another, from one base to another. Maybe have to be outside. You know, there's not going to be certainty in the morning that where you're going to end up the same evening, you know, and there's going to be no certainty where you're going to be the tomorrow, you know, the evening of tomorrow. So we have to make ourselves ready to this battle, and firstly and foremostly, you know, prepare that this is going to happen, you know, not be caught surprised by this, you know, and knowing that Yahawashi will take care of his own. This has to be a great comforting in the minds of the hopeful elect. This has to be greatly comforting. And you know, this is something that we have to already start to meditate upon, that these are the things that are going to happen, and we have to be ready for it. And Yahawashi will give the elect of the nation of Israel the spirit to be ready and to endure. Okay, so let's go to the Etym Online. So this is online etymology dictionary, and we're looking at the word pilgrim, and it says circa 12,000. So Slovakia 1,200. So this means this is a word that originates in the English tongue. It can be said 800 years back, but we know that this word is mentioned in the New Testament in two scriptures. Be specific, is in the book of Hebrews and the book of 1 Peter. So the Greek word was already before that. Okay, and this is why, and it is very important, and the elders and apostles, you know, the brothers always go into it, that we have to look into these words. When we read the New Testament, we have to study and go into these Greek words. When we go into the Old Testament, we have to study and go into these Hebrew words for a better understanding. Okay, so what this means: a person traveling to a holy place. And you know, the holy place, and with these words there is many meanings, and can be, you know, seen in a many different spiritual aspects. But one is that, you know, a person traveling to the holy place, you know, the elect of the nation of Israel are traveling to the kingdom of Israel, which is the holy place. Okay, that world wherein righteousness dwells. Okay, then it also says as a penance or to discharge some vow or religious obligation, or seeking some miracle or spiritual benefit. And you know, being in this path, in this truth, it is to discharge a vow, and is also a religious obligation. You know, it has been written in the book of Romans chapter 12 that we have to present our bodies as a living sacrifice. You know, it is actually an obligation when you have been called into this truth, that you have to, you know, integrate this to this knowledge to the best of your ability, and then to teach it forward, to start pushing this truth. You know, this is a commandment from Yahawashi. This is an obligation, and in doing so, there is rewards that are going to follow. And in not doing so, which means, you know, going back to the world, eating your own vomit, then you're going to have to reap the catastrophic judgments that are going to follow. Unpleasant judgments from Yahawashi. And you know, this holy place, as it is written in the book of Luke, that the kingdom of heaven is within us, which is this truth. You know, it can also be seen in that light. you know, seeing this truth, you know, being called into this truth, this holy place. This is also another way to see this word, you know, another angle to look. You know, the hopeful elect has been called into. And what is the path? You know, who is the door? The door is Yahawashi. You know, also in the same book, 2nd Ezra chapter 7, it talks about the narrow path. And the holy place, it will, you know, concretize itself as the kingdom of Israel, when Yahawashi is going to come back to this planet Earth and is going to put down all rule and authority of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Also a traveler, generally a wayfarer, from Old French pèlerin, pilgrim, crusader, foreigner, stranger. And this also applies. Let's get the scripture from Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. These are part of the curses that are currently upon the children of Israel, the 12 tribes, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native American and Seminole Indians, and also the Israelite foreigners who may look like the other nations in appearance, but have received the seed of Jacob, of Israel, and are thus Israelites, because your nationality is determined by your father only, not by your mother, but by your father only. So let's read the scripture. And the Lord YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And this is going into these religions of today. You know, this Christianity with its 30,000 different branches. You know, Islam. You know, all of these kind of beliefs and false gods. And when it says that Yahawashi shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. So we are among these different people, which makes us, you know, foreigners, strangers. You know, even though, of course, as it is written in the book of Genesis, that the elder shall serve the younger, and actually Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is our servant, is our slave. Today we are in these different societies, which is under the rulership of Esau, Edom, and it makes us foreigners in these systems. Or in this system, you can say, because, for example, in Finland and, you know, all of NATO countries and European Union countries is basically just an extension of Babylon the Great, which is United States. So even though there is different language and some different laws, you know, the basic principles and the basic views of life, you know, they very much so are aligned with those of United States. You know, these really are extensions of United States of America. You know, this democracy, you know, this prosperity, this what do you call it, free enterprise, you know, all of this this capitalism, you know, all of this is from Babylon the Great, and these other extensions of Babylon the Great are fully following it. So in this system we are foreigners and strangers. You know, we are not having our respect in this world, but it's okay, because it is going to be turned upside down. You know, book of Zephaniah chapter 3, you read the verses, I believe it's verse 18 and 19, it says that, you know, the Israelites, starting with the elect, are going to receive praise and fame, wherein in those places where they have been put to shame. So it's all going to be put upside down. So okay, let me rephrase that. It's all going to be turned around. You know, right now as it is, it's going to be reversed in our favor, in favor of the Israelites. And this will happen when Yahawashi returns. Okay. Modern French pèlerin, from late Latin peregrinus, a dissimulation of Latin peregrinus, foreigner, stranger, foreign resident, source of Italian pellegrino, Spanish peregrino, German pilger, from peregre, from abroad, you know, because we are from Israel. You know, that is our land, and the borders of that land is going to be widened out. They are going to be stretched forward in the kingdom. You know, they are going to be enlarged. The land of Israel is going to be enlarged. Is going to be made bigger in the kingdom of heaven, in the kingdom of Israel. From per beyond, locative case of ager, country, land. From Pyrute, agro, field. Okay, so that's pretty much that. And then we shall go to New Testament. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. So, you know, here it also says stranger, you know, which was one of the definitions as well. And what it also means is that spiritually we have to be strangers. We have to be, you know, not belonging to the current world. We cannot love the world of today. If we love the world of today, you know, it is going against the Most High and His Son. This world, current world today, is wicked and is against the Most High and His Son, Yahawashi. So let's first go and look at the word here, pilgrim, in the Greek language, which is parepidemos. Let's hear it. Well, I have my sound connected elsewhere, so we cannot hear it, but it's not a big problem. Well, just a moment. Okay, now it's good, so we can hear it.
Strong's G 3927. Parepidemos. Parepidemos.
Okay. And we look at the definitions, outline of biblical usage. One who comes from a foreign country into a city or land to reside there by the side of the natives. And you know, as Israelites today, we are scattered everywhere on the four corners of this planet Earth. North, east, south to west, we are everywhere. It means a stranger. It means sojourning in a strange place, a foreigner. And this is a very beautiful one. In the New Testament metaphor, in reference to heaven as the native country, one who sojourns on earth. So right now we are on earth and we are on this world of today, but actually where we reside is in heaven. You know, where we reside is in the kingdom. You know, is in the kingdom of Israel. You know, where we reside is in the pure knowledge of this truth, which is not limited to this current world, to this current earth, but this knowledge is larger. And this is our residence. You know, we are angels in mortal bodies. This current world is not the truth. And when we get to the kingdom, this is a world wherein dwelleth righteousness. You know, it's the same as with Cain and Abel. You know, Cain is the wicked, Abel is the righteous. Today we are in the wicked world, the world to follow, as it is written in the 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9, is that Esau is the ending of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, which is the righteous world. And there is our residence. And as it is written, you know, Yahawashi said that in my Father's house there are many mansions. So we are just only going to see in the future what all of this means. You know, what are really the possibilities that we can experience. So it's going to be very, very beautiful. You know, as it is written that eyes have not seen nor ears have heard. And this is going into the glory of the kingdom. So it's going to be something that today you cannot put into words. So this is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. So another meaning is that, you know, we are not supposed to be as the citizens of this current world. And this current world is based upon lusts. You know, all of this, let's focus on career plans. If you want to really, if you want to make it as a sports figure, want to make it with football or with basketball or with any of these different sports, in order to really make it big, there's going to be a situation that you're going to have to make some contracts which are selling your soul, which are corrupting your soul, as it says here, which war against the soul. But if you're only lusting for that fame, for that money, for that comfort in this world, this is going to be your destruction, you know. Or if you want to be in Hollywood as an actor, you want to be an artist of music, and you really want to make it on top, you have to make these deals. You know, you would be lusting for this, you know, what it brings, you know, that rich lifestyle. You would be lusting for that rich lifestyle, you know, cocaine on a boat with 20 different females with you. You know, driving Ferrari, Lamborghini, you know, lusting for that. You know, this world is fully based upon lust. You know, even if you look at TV and you look at the advertisements, or even YouTube, the advertisements, they're advertising some chocolate or some ice cream, and it's made to look like all delicious, and that they want you to really just lust after it. Let me just go and buy that. You know, this world is just based on that. You know, fleshly lusts. You know, what are the music videos of these jakes with this nigger rapping? You know, it's just this woman, you know, shaking their ass, you know, dressing up as hoes, you know, and they want people to lust on these videos, and that's how they get their views. You know, all of this world is just based upon lusts, man. And we are to, with a disciplined spirit, abstain, not get caught into that. So let's get another scripture which goes hand in hand. It's book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So it's okay that you work, it's okay that you have hobbies, it's okay that you have even a business, that you have a female, a woman, a wife. The thing where it becomes an unnecessary burden if you are abusing it, if you really have your goal set up as making it big in this world, with your business, with your work, with your sport that you are doing, with anything of you're doing. If you are rooted and invested in this current world system, you want to make it work over here, you want your constellation or you want your prize in this world, then you are going to also go down with this world, because this world system is going to go down very soon. It has already collapsed. We are just now waiting for the damages to be concretized. The earthquake has already happened. Now we're just waiting for shit to fall down. That's going to happen very shortly, very soon. So why would you try to build on this current world as a foundation? This current world as a foundation is sand. But building upon the rock Yahawashi, now that is the path of the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, this book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. It's talking about the world of today. It is very polluted and we have to depart. We have to depart as pilgrims. As a pilgrims, we have to move. As a traveler, we have to get out of this. But this is talking in a spiritual sense. So there is many meanings with that word pilgrim. It means physically, you're not going to most likely have your home again, so you have to be on the move. You have to be on the tents, you have to be on the wilderness, you have to be on different bases. But also spiritually, that you travel out of this world and you travel into the holy place, which is this knowledge, this truth. And then this knowledge is going to lead, as it is written in the book of Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. This knowledge is then going to be that path that are going to make you as one of the elect. You're going to have that glorious transition into the next world, which is the kingdom of Israel. So that is the holy place as well. So there is many meanings with this word pilgrim, and here he's talking about spiritually getting out of this world, not putting your trust in this world of today, because this world of today is from Cain. Okay, it's from the serpent. It's from Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the wicked one. Just read book of Malachi, the first chapter, and it explains you in plain words that Esau, Edom is the wicked. This is not our rest. We cannot be comfortable in this world. As these Israelites who have sold their souls, who have, made this their rest, they have done a big. Well, it's the Most High who has guided their paths, but their path is broad and it will lead unto destruction. The majority of the Israelites are going to be destroyed because they trust in this today's world. They refuse to ponder upon it, to meditate upon that maybe this current world system is not the answer. But as it is written, the Most High has blinded their eyes and stops their ears, so they cannot receive the truth. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction, and this will happen to all of the Israelites who are trusting and resting on today's world. Today's world is not for us. We are strangers in this world. This current world is wicked, and the elect of the nation of Israel are righteous. Even as the righteousness is as a filthy rag, is still accounted righteous, is still going to be, just good enough for the mercies of Yahawashi to be saved from today's world. So the elect of the nation of Israel are strangers in this current world, are not resident of this current world, are pilgrims in today's world, because this current world is wicked. And the elect of the nation of Israel symbolizes righteousness. But the world to come, which is the kingdom of Israel, which is righteous, that is where the Israelites will be at home. And Esau, Edom, is going to be the stranger. They are actually going to be they are going to be the pilgrims in the next world, because they're going to be slaves. They're going to go from one end to another. So as it is written in the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verses 21 and 22, that there's going to be a whole role reversal with the nations, mainly with Jacob and Esau. So in the future world, Esau, Edom, they are going to be the pilgrims. But they are not going to be traveling to no holy place, but they're going to be traveling towards Obadiah 1:18, towards their destruction, towards their flames that are awaiting them to burn them. Okay? So in the next world, because it's going to be righteous, and Esau, Edom, they are the wicked, they are not going to be the residents of the next world. They're going to be strangers. They're going to be as pilgrims. That is funny, because I didn't even think of that before. It just came right now through the Spirit. So let's just wrap up the video in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Going back to the aspect that we also have been recommended to travel light. To physically as well, not to have too many possessions in these current events, and not more importantly, not to rely on these possessions, not be too attached to them. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 41. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, as a pilgrim, okay? And he that buyeth, as one that will lose. So if you buy something you actually will lose, it's a bad investment. Buying new cars, buying new houses, buying so many new clothing, so much new stuff is bad investment in these times, and thinking that those are going to remain with you. Because it might be a situation that you have to go, and you're just going to have your clothing of today, and maybe some little snack, Yahawashi, you're going to have your scriptures with you. And as it is written, Yahawashi is going to take care of the rest. So you don't have to worry about the food of tomorrow, or how it's going to be tomorrow. Just with faith, you're going to be covered. Yahawashi is going to cover you if you're of the elect. And this is why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, to pray and hope to be a part of the elect. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that has no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. So today, as you're working, you're getting paid, and you're doing all of this stuff, and you might, and if you build something, as it is written in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 31, the passion of this world passeth away. So we are using this world but not abusing it. So whatever you're doing is not, you're not rooted into it. You're not putting your hope into it. You're not making future plans, solid future plans, and having your soul, mind, body and soul invested into it. No, but that is not the way. But we have to invest in this truth, in this knowledge, in serving Yahawashi. That is the service, the servitudes that we have been called into to serve Yahawashi and not this current world. So we cannot be relying on today's world and what it has to offer. But we are looking to get the fuck out of here. You know, that's what we are relying upon, you know, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry as not the widowers, and they that labor in vain. You know, if you're trying to really build some business empire in today's world, if you're really trying to have some solid results, some big curriculum in today's world, you know, based on today's world, which is sand, which is going to be destroyed, you are going to labor fully in vain. Okay, so let me just end the video here. This is concerning the word pilgrim and the, you know, many meanings, the spiritual meanings, as well as the physical one concerning this word. And as today, we have to be as pilgrims in all senses, you know. We have to dwell in the holy place, which is this truth, this knowledge, this understanding, and pray and hope and do our everything so that it will also manifest itself as us being members of the elect of the nation of Israel and being receiving that glorious reward, that glorious transition to the next world, which is the righteous world of Yahawashi, which is the holy place. And this is going to be the beautiful destiny of the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.